Welcome to the roller coaster ride of business with Hannah Edwards on Global Voice Radio. Hannah and her guests share the real deal, the ups and downs, the highs and lows of building a business. Here is your host, Hannah Edwards.
Hello, this is Hannah Edwards, and thanks for joining me on the roller coaster ride of business. This week, I want to start at the beginning and talk about why people are starting their own business. Research has shown us that more people across the globe are starting to work on their own businesses and are rejecting the idea of being an employee, and there are so many reasons why. In fact, there are way too many of them for us to discuss in one show. So I've been talking to other business owners to find out why they've decided to set up their own business and work for themselves. Richard Branson once said that life is a series of ups and downs. You need to make it worth your while. This is exactly like the roller coaster that we're going to be talking about on the show week to week. Being an entrepreneur is a roller coaster of ups and downs, and you have to take the good with the bad. No matter what, you need to make the best of the situation and get on back up, because you don't want to be one of those businesses who don't make it past their first year. Approximately 543,000 new businesses get started each month around the world. 52 of those businesses are home-based. But if we narrow it down, out of 100 businesses that are started, only 4 of them make it to their 10-year anniversary. Now, Richard Branson also said that business opportunities like buses, there's always another one coming. So if you're one of those that don't make it past your first year with one business, don't think of yourself as having failed. Think of it as an opportunity to rethink, replan, and restart. You haven't failed, you've just hit the low point of the roller coaster, and that means you have a major business high coming soon. In April last year, a survey said that women are less likely to set up a business than men, and this is because they feel like there aren't significant role models out there for them to look up to. Well, I say they need to look around. They need to look around for those amazing women who have succeeded in setting up their businesses. There are so many of them, but they just don't shout about it, and it's about time us women that have our own businesses stand up and start shouting. So in that survey, 16% of the men that were asked want to start their own business, but only 12% of the women said that they wanted to start. The rest of the women are letting their fear and their caution hold them back. So I want to say I think it's about time that those women who want to start their own businesses stop letting their fears hold them back and start. Grab the opportunity and go with it. You never know what you can do until you give it a go. Now, in another survey of more than 1,000 professional women, 47% of the respondents said that they're somewhat satisfied with how their company handles diversity and inclusion. But 20% of the respondents said they're not satisfied. Women have said that they're tired of hearing about diversity in PowerPoint presentations, and they want to start seeing a real change with more women in senior leadership positions, more of a cultural shift in how we do business, and less checking of the box just so that they've got it on the paperwork that they're doing it right. It's about time that businesses start taking note that women are just as great as men at running a business. Like I said in my last show, I run 2 businesses whilst working a full-time job. My aim throughout this year is to get my income to the point that I can work full-time from home. And I'm going to be sharing that journey with you guys week to week on the show, whilst also interviewing people that are experts in their area so that you guys can get their input on business and hopefully constantly hit the high points of the roller coaster in your business. So 5 years ago, I started a handmade jewellery business. I wasn't doing great, and I think it's because my heart wasn't in it. I was excited to let my creative side flow, but I wasn't helping people, so I wasn't shouting about my business. I was one of those women that just took a step back because it wasn't what I wanted to do. So before that, when I was at college, I studied business studies, and it really caught my attention. I knew then that having my business was something that I was going to do. It wasn't a if or a maybe or a I want to do it. It was I was going to do it. However, it just turned out that making jewelry wasn't the right business for me. Something else needed to come along. So I took some time out and I studied. I did my business degree, got an NVQ in retail management, and that's when I realised that I was at a low point of the roller coaster, but I was due my high soon. So after spending some time online and talking to friends that have their own businesses and joining business groups to get inspiration, I came across the idea of being a virtual assistant. And that appealed to me because I love helping people in their business. I love being there for them and taking those tasks that they can't stand, or that they're in their way from stopping them getting to the next level. And I love taking those tasks so that I can watch them step up and up level their business. And that helps me up level my business. So after that, Empowered Business Magazine came along because I found there wasn't a magazine out there that appealed to me. So after talking to a friend in one of the business groups, we put our heads together and we came up with the idea of our own online magazine. And that magazine is out there for people like me, people like you who are working, running a household. You guys might have kids. I don't, but I work full time. I can do between 40 and 50 hours in my day job and then come home, work my magazine and my virtual assistant business, and now this show, which is going to be fantastic. So I started these businesses because I want to work from home. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in December 2015, and there are days that working my businesses and a job can be really tough with the pain levels that I get. But I know that I need to push through it. I do listen to my body when it says that I need to take a break, and I will take a day out, although I then feel guilty because I'm massively behind. But that's just one of those, it's a low point on the roller coaster. I know that when I'm feeling better and when I'm hitting my targets that I set for myself, I know in the end it's going to be worth it. I'm going to be working full time from home. I'm going to be able to take my rest days when I need them. And I'm going to be hitting my goals every single day. So what are the several great reasons for starting a business? I have some here to share with you from people that I've spoken to who've started their own businesses. And they're either already living the dream or they're like me and you, and they're on their way to making it a reality. So one of the best bits about having your own business is that you get to decide your own hours. When you work in a job, your hours are generally set. And if you have a social event or a doctor's appointment, you can't make them because you have to work around the hours that your job has contracted you to. Whereas working your own hours in your business means that you can rearrange your schedule. You can make those meals with families and friends. You can attend all the doctor's appointments for your family. You can attend your children's school events, their plays, their Christmas fetes. And this is one of the main reasons why I want my own business, because so many times I've had to turn down meals with friends. I've gone weeks without seeing people because of the hours that I do in my day job and then coming home and running my businesses. I've had to reschedule important doctor's appointments because of a sudden shift change and I can't get out of it. And it's one of the main things I focus on when I feel that running a business, or in my case running two businesses, and working a job feels like it's getting to be too much. I focus on the fact that soon I'm going to be saying enough is enough and I'm working full time from home. So entrepreneurs are wanting to be more hands-on in their company, and being your own boss means that you can call the shots. In the early days, it might feel like you have to work with everyone who wants to be your client. But if you do that, though, you'll soon forget who your target client is, that person that you have in your mind, maybe in your journal if you're a journaler, who you want to work with full-time. And if you work with every single client that comes to you, you'll forget who that target client is, and that's who you need to make sure you're focusing on. So as you go along in your business, you'll start to realize that you can say no to that client that you don't want to work with or that task that you don't want to do. When I started my business magazine, I wanted to make sure that I feature people that are like me, the everyday person who has dreams of being their own boss. So when I get articles that don't fit that ideal, I get to say no, and I get to work with people that suit my audience. So you can turn your passion into a business, and you can watch a business grow from scratch. It's not every day that someone will find a job where it's their passion. And so when you get the opportunity to make that the focus of your business, you should grab it with both hands. You get to feel proud of something that you have built, and you'll have a legacy to pass down through your family. And if you're passing it on to your daughters, you're closing that gender gap that we were talking about earlier. So someone that I admire in business is Karen Brady. She's worked hard to get to where she is now. She's battled a lot of the male CEOs that believe that women can't do the job properly. And she's long been a champion for women in business and has come so close to closing that gap between men and women who become the CEOs of their businesses, of their lives. So in her column for the Guardian newspaper here in the UK, Karen once wrote that any board executive can forget just how many people helped them to get to where they are. Those women who have got to the top need to actively ensure that there is a pipeline of younger women, whether by networking or mentoring, who in turn are encouraging those below them. Women in the boardroom must not forget how many challenges and difficulties we have overcome, and we should share our coping strategies. It's critical to create opportunities to identify talented women in business, and we need to look outside the corporate mainstream at female entrepreneurs and self-employed businesswomen who can inject different insights and diversity to any board. Now, I agree with Karen, and I believe that women need to help other women up that ladder and support them to get into the boardrooms and close that gender gap that's been a hot topic over the past couple of years. I agree that the boardroom need to actually look outside and see all these women that are starting their businesses and maybe see what they can outsource. It will work better for them and it will close that gap. And the gender gap is a topic that we're going to be touching on here in the future. So I would love to hear your opinions on that. If you're able to work your passion, then what you're doing won't feel like you're actually working when you're running your business. Doesn't matter whether your office is home-based or you've reached that point where you need to go to an office space. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's fun, it's exciting, and it won't feel like you're going to work. You don't have to answer to anybody. You are your own boss, and I think that's one of the most exciting things about owning a business. So when you work from home, there's no commute or the bus fare that you'll get to save, or that time walking or driving and being stuck in traffic will be gone. So I walk to my job and it's 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back. So yes, it's an hour of exercise that I'm getting every day, because if I work from home, I'll have to schedule that in so that I can make sure that I am exercising. But in my mind, that's an hour that I could be spending working on my magazine, getting that fantastic article that's going to take my magazine to the next level, or gaining those virtual assistant clients that are going to take that business to the next level, or even journaling my goals ready for the following month. I like to set out what it is I want to achieve, and then I review them at the end of the month to see if I've actually achieved them or not. For those of you that have children, that commute time can be spent with them instead, and so you're getting that time with your children that you'll miss out on when you're at work. You can take them to school, you can attend those parents' evenings or watch their plays. So you also get to be more creative with your business than you can be in a job. With your business, you get to decide on the branding, your colours, your logo, your business cards. Starting a business can be so much fun as long as you make sure you don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed by everything that you have to do. So as a business owner, you get to go to networking events that you wouldn't normally be able to attend. Some of these have added bonuses of freebies, but mainly you get to connect with the people that you wouldn't normally meet, and these can turn into fantastic connections and referrals. Now, when I talk about the bonus of freebies, when you go to some networking events, you get given goodie bags, you get given notebooks. People come with out-of-the-box ideas to make you remember their company. Now, the two that mainly stand out to me when I went to a networking event last year are the torch that I was given that was in a tin branded with a company logo. And I was given this thing, I wasn't quite sure what it was at first, and then I actually worked out that it's a screen cleaner and a keyboard cleaner. Now, my laptop comes with me everywhere because I do sleep-ins in my care job. I work on my business at night while I'm there. So that cleaner actually comes in handy because when my laptop is in my bag, other things are put in there and it gets really dusty. And those are the two items that I actually find really stick out to me. So if you get to go to networking events, whether you get to go as a guest looking around, or if you get your own show, make sure you've got something that makes you stand out. All of these connections that you make can turn into fantastic referrals, or they can be people that you're going to find that you're going to need further down the line. Another fantastic reason is that running your own business, there isn't a cap on the amount of money that you can make. Whereas when you're working in a job, you're either salaried or, like me, you're paid hourly. So you can work out at the end of every month what you're getting next payday. And there are times that doesn't cover everything. But when you work your own business, if you want to earn the big numbers, you know that you'll be putting in the work to earn that. Having your own business can give you the potential to earn so much more than you normally would in a job. And you'll feel so much better for it because you'll be putting the work in, you'll be earning it, and you'll be feeling that you've accomplished something. So the final reason that I'm going to share with you today, because like I said, there are so many to share that I could talk for hours on this. But the main reason for most people, including myself, is you get to be the type of boss that you want to be while you watch your biggest dream become a reality. And there's no better feeling than watching something that you've only dreamt about grow into something huge. So when I first started a business magazine, I didn't think it was going to become as big as it has. Our first month, we've had some amazing downloads and responses when I've been tweeting out for content. And that's a fantastic feeling when your email inbox is pinging with all these downloads. That's an amazing feeling. And I'm watching something that I only dreamt about grow into something huge. And I'm sending messages to my friend that designs it going, oh my God, we've had another download. It's fantastic. And that's one of the best feelings in the world when you're in your own business. So guys, I want to hear your whys. I want to know why you decided to go into business, why you want to make your biggest dreams a reality. I want to feature you and your whys in Empowered Business Magazine. So head over to Facebook and find us at Empowered Magazine, and drop us a message. We're always on the lookout for fabulous people like you. Or if you need a virtual assistant to help you with those small tasks in your business, you can find me on Facebook at Empowered VA. I take on those tasks that stop you from getting to that next level in your business. So come over, drop me a message. We'll have a Zoom call and see how I can help you up-level your business. So don't forget to find me on Facebook. You can find me on the Global Voice Radio page. Message with what you want to hear on future shows. Tell me what you need help with in your business, and I will try my best to find the information that you're needing. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to be back with you all next week.
Thank you for listening. Join Hannah Edwards and the roller coaster ride of business every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Global Voice Radio, where your voice is heard.